Nobody wins when the family feels, but my
I'm not finna be going out there doing no rap diss and shit, cause like, if it's smoke, it's really smoke with us. We ain't playing, you know?
The gram, I thought that if I dissed you, it'd give me some more fans. Bro, I'm truly sorry. Why you RIP my friend?
We ain't doing none of that weird shit for nothing, for the rap. No, we not on none of that, nigga. We trying to make hits. We gonna move around, nigga, get rich, nigga, and have fun, nigga. All that rap beef and all that shit, we not rap beefing, we really beefing. The homies.
He's a rapper, but I made his hip rock and roll. Cold devil, I'm walking through here with chinchillas on. They gonna drop you.
Going on, they're like, yo, this is crazy. Like, people are just rooting for you, you know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of people who wasn't There's a lot of people who wasn't rooting for me.
Who wasn't rooting for you? I'm not saying to say names, but like who? Like
the older dudes. The people that have been in the game for a minute.
You talking about LA rappers?
Yep.
Well, a man is reported dead after being stabbed at a concert in Exposition Park last night. TMZ is reporting the victim was rapper Drakeo the Ruler.
Fam, it's July 23rd, 2026. In a few hours from me doing this video, the rapper YG is supposed to be preparing to take the stage against fellow Compton rapper The Game in a highly anticipated versus battle. But just a few hours before the event, the attention shifted away from the stage and towards a homicide investigation that has remained unsolved for more than 4 years now. See, earlier this morning, LAPD reportedly detained YG while executing a search warrant connecting to the December 2021 killing of Drakeo the Ruler. YG was detained. At this time, that does not mean he was arrested, charged, or even proven responsible for Drakeo's death. But after years of accusations, diss records, street tension, and unanswered questions, investigators showing up at YG property naturally caused people to ask, what changed now? Why are authorities revisiting this case more than 4 years later? Did something finally happen behind the scenes that finally caused investigators to act? Before we go any further, check this out. And once again, that was the footage reportedly showing YG being detained while authorities carried out a search warrant. We still have to be careful about the language we use, fam. A detention is not an arrest, and a search warrant is not a conviction. And investigators looking into somebody does not automatically mean they believe that person personally committed the crime. But this situation did not begin today. The tensions around Drakeo and the people connected to YG's circle has been building for years before Drakeo was attacked backstage. There was an interview where YG made it clear that he did not want Drakeo's name mentioned around him. There was Drakeo refusing to sign with DJ Mustard, and Mustard helped introduce him to a larger audience. There were diss records, neighborhood politics, and claims involving the shooting of YG outside a recording studio. Then Drakeo released another song directly disrespecting YG. Just 1 month later, Drakeo was killed. Today we're gonna walk through this entire story. Who Drakeo the Ruler was, how he became one of the most original rappers in California, his connection to YG and DJ Mustard, the tension that developed between the two sides, the interview where YG warned people not to mention Drakeo, the diss record Drakeo released afterwards, and the allegations Drakeo made concerning YG being shot. Not to mention, in the newly released album, YG addressed everything, his involvement or not, in the night Drakeo was surrounded by a massive backstage crowd and fatally stabbed before he could perform. But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle, I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna jump right to it.
And the timing was right now.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, yeah, it was necessary for sure, and the timing was for sure right now, because it's like too many people was like, it's just too much going on, like, and you know, I'm like street all the way, law, live by it, so it's like, it's certain things like you don't even speak on, you know what I'm saying? You don't talk, you know, so that's what took me so long to just say anything, because like nobody talking about that. Like, it don't even, it's certain things like you don't even talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you ain't involved in it or whatever, it's like you don't even talk about that. So, but it's like, I'm only finna take so much, you know what I'm saying? People saying whatever, family tapping in, like, all this, and it's like, nah, bro, like, nah, I gotta say something.
Did you feel like that's the song where I'm going to address this once and everything is in there?
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. And it was like, I'm finna say something, you know, but it's the Gentleman's Club. I'm gonna be very respectful, you know?
Fam, that was an interview that YG did just 3 weeks ago on a Big Boy radio show. He addressed the recent music he put out, a song that he also dedicated to Drakeo's murder, where he adamantly denies his involvement. For those who wondering who is Drakeo the Ruler, real name Darrell Caldwell, was born December 1993. He grew up in the Westmount section of South Los Angeles, an area surrounded by poverty, violence, and multiple long-standing gang territories. Drakeo barely knew his father. His mother, Darlene Carnell, worked as a preschool teacher and raised her children under difficult financial circumstances. Drakeo reportedly told people that his family was one of the poorest families on the block, but even when he was only 4 years old, he would tell anybody willing to listen that one day he was going to be rich. His early life was far from easy. According to journalist Jeff Wise, Drakeo was arrested at 12 for taking $1 from a tip jar. At 15, while he was still a freshman in high school, he was struck during a drive-by shooting. The shooters were never caught. After that incident, Drakeo reportedly began carrying a firearm because he believed he needed it to protect himself. But that led to more problems: juvenile detention, burglary allegations, gun cases, and repeated contact with law enforcement. But music eventually gave him another direction. Friends around Drakeo believed that he had a gift. With every freestyle, his sound became more original. Then in 2015, Drakeo gained serious attention after releasing Mr. Get Dough.
But I'm not pops on my knots, Mr. Get Guap, that's Mr. Get Dough, aka Mr. Mose. Walking.
Now DJ Mustard had produced that record. That was his beat. That record would also connect him at that time to two major names in Los Angeles: DJ Mustard, as you saw in the video, and YG. The YG and DJ Mustard connection, according to reports about Drakeo's career, YG brother helped bring Drakeo's music to DJ Mustard's attention. At that time, Mustard was one of the most successful producers in the industry and helped develop the sound behind several of YG's biggest records. Mustard supported Drakeo and helped introduce him to a wider audience. Drakeo's 2016 project, I Am Mr. Mosley, was presented by Mustard and helped establish Drakeo as one of the hottest rising artists in Los Angeles. But the relationship didn't last. Drakeo reportedly refused to sign with Mustard's record label. For Drakeo, ownership was independence, and that was extremely important to him. He didn't want another person controlling his music, his publishing, or his finances. That decision would become a major part of his identity. However, some people also view Drakeo as a possible replacement for YG within Mustard's musical system. YG and Mustard had already experienced problems in their own working relationship. Now Mustard was supporting another Los Angeles street rapper with a completely different sound. Whether anybody intended or not, comparisons started being made. Drakeo was younger. His music was spreading throughout the streets, and some listeners began saying that he represented the next generation of Los Angeles rap. Drakeo's relationship with Mustard eventually ended after he refused to sign, but the connection between Drakeo, Mustard, and YG had already been established, and soon the situation would grow beyond music.
So how'd you end up hooking up with Mustard?
Like we all knew the same people. Like I used to fuck with them. Like the homie I was on the case with Kills. We used to, the back in the day when they had pushes and all the jerkins and all that. When it was Tab Third and Filthies and all this other shit. When all them used to back in the jerking days in YG, they used to wear skinny jeans with the fucking shoestring and all that shit. So I was with them. I was with his brother too, Cam. This one Mustard was DJ and skater rings like that, before everybody blew up. So I been knew them though, but I wasn't rapping. They was doing so they took off and all that. So we still, but everybody LA, everybody know the same people. I guess they reached out because the kid was every day he was fucking with him, he was pushes, all that shit. So they would reached out to him oh yeah, what's up with you? But they don't even know he was used to tell them y'all remember him? He used to be around all the time, So we did the song, he remixed it, I put RJ on the song. And then it took off. I didn't think it was gonna be like that though. I was just all right, whatever. I did the song, people like it. I didn't think it was gonna be all right, now this is a stamp. Now I can move on from here. But yeah.
Okay, and that's Mr. Get Dough.
Yeah, Mr. Get Dough.
Right, and that was, so originally it was just you.
Yeah, it was just me and
then
Ketchup.
Right.
Catchy to great.
And then Mustard did the remix.
Yeah.
And he put RJ on it. And that's it?
And Choice.
And Choice, okay.
All right, Choice.
Got it. I mean, that song today is at 7 million views on YouTube.
Yeah, 7 million.
Yeah. Plus all the other platforms.
Yeah,
and
all
everything
that
else
shit.
like that. So then you signed under Mustard?
I didn't sign.
Nah?
Nah, I was just fucking with him, like,
Okay.
just fucking around, doing music and shit. But after that, like, I don't know, like my brother and everybody was like, I don't know, maybe they seen something that I didn't see back then. So like everybody used to just be like, nah, just wait, like, don't do nothing right now, like, just wait, like, you got your own thing, like, you might not see it right now, but like your shit is different, bro. Like, you got other shit, like, just wait, like, so I don't know, like, shit started getting weird, like, I don't know, like, I guess I didn't want to sign, so then that's, I guess, when, like, people from his group and shit, like, guess they was mad at me because I didn't want to sign, so it started getting weird, like, it started coming to, like, pull up at the studio session, oh, we got whoop-de-whoop in here today, like, you know, come back another day. I started seeing the weird shit that was going on, and it's just like, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just part ways, because, like, if a nigga came with me because, like, just to fuck with me genuinely, then I'm not finna fuck with you. Like, it shouldn't have to be like, oh, if you don't want to sign, then all right, fuck you type shit. Like, that shit, I don't know. So I started doing my own shit after that. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't last that long.
All right, because your first mixtape, I Am Mr. Mosley,
Yeah.
did that come out under the 10 Summers label or no?
I mean, it didn't come, I don't think it came out under that. I know he put it on there, like,
Yeah.
but not that I know of.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that part's kind of confusing.
Yes,
I
yes,
was trying to figure that part
yeah,
out. Okay. So you drop your first mixtape, your first official mixtape,
yeah, official mistake.
and you have a big song already. So now you're kind of off to the races.
Yeah,
This was 2015.
15.
Then the next year, 2016, you drop I Am Mr. Mosley 2.
Yeah, the second one.
Right. That had Mozzie on it,
Yeah, Money,
Scheme,
G Perico,
Filthy Rich.
Filthy. Yeah.
And how does that one do?
And it was doing pretty cool, like, and it's crazy because, like, a lot of people were saying, like, damn, bro, like, you did this without Mustard, like, but what kind of, like made it better because, like, LA, like, they never really seen no shit like this, like, so most people, like, they thought, like, oh, he ain't fucking with Mustard no more, like, he gonna fall off. But me, like, I'm my own type of person, I got my own lingo, like, it was different. So when people heard that, they like, damn, like, what is this? What does that mean? What does this mean? Damn, this shit hard. Like, so then it just kept going from there. And then on top of that, like people used to see me in the streets, like, I really had what I was talking about. So it wasn't like somebody fabricating something. It's like, oh, this nigga saying this, but when he was fucking with Mustard, okay, yeah, like, Mustard probably did this for him. Mustard probably did this, but then you see, like, I'm not fucking with him, but I still got the same shit. I still got all the money. I'm talking about the cars, whatever, all this shit. Like, so people was fucking with that shit. Like, yeah.
Okay. And then that same year you drop So Cold I Doom.
Yeah, I did that.
Right. And was that like your biggest one at that point?
It wasn't really the biggest one, but Impatient was the biggest. Like,
Right, the Impatient
that's when it
freestyle.
just, like,
Yeah.
it just took off, and I was just like, wow, that shit crazy.
Then it was Drakeo style and the Stink Team. See, Drakeo did not sound like a traditional West Coast rapper. He created his own slang, delivery, and rhythm. He referred to his language as lingo bingo. His music was dark, unpredictable, and filled with coded jokes, luxury brands, weapons, and street references. Drakeo called it nervous music. It sounded like somebody riding through South Central in an expensive car while constantly watching the rearview mirror. But one of the most important parts of Drakeo's story is that he repeatedly denied being a gang member. Although he grew up around people associated with Crip neighborhoods, wore blue, and made his sympathies clear, Drakeo said he'll never officially join the gang. Instead, he represented his own rap collective, the Stink Team.
Okay. And the Stink Team, was that sort of around by that time?
Yeah, it started like around like I love After Michigan though. I Am Mr. Mosley too.
Drakeo reportedly believed that joining an established gang would place him under a person's system. He wanted to create his own, but in Los Angeles, refusing to choose a traditional side did not mean everybody would leave you alone. As Drakeo became more popular, the Stink Team became a target. There were confrontations, online disrespect, chain snatching allegations, fights, robbery attempts, and eventually gunfire. Cars belonging to members of the Stink Team were allegedly shot at. Drakeo's mother house was reportedly struck by bullets. Drakeo also exchanged diss records with Los Angeles rapper RJ, who was closely connected to both YG and DJ Mustard. What may have begun as rap competition and online disrespect reportedly became connected to a larger neighborhood conflicts. Then there was the Red Bulls case. In 2016, December, Davion Red Bull Gregory was fatally shot at an adult pajama party in Carson, California. Gregory was reportedly associated with the Inglewood family Bloods. No one accused Drakeo of personally pulling the trigger. However, prosecutors later claimed that Drakeo and members of his entourage went to the party intending to target RJ. RJ denied attending the event. Prosecutors argued that after RJ failed to appear, members of Drakeo group killed Gregory instead. Drakeo was eventually charged with first-degree murder, attempt murder from a motor vehicle, gang conspiracy, and firearm offenses. At one point, he faced the possibility of spending the rest of his life in prison. Prosecutors attempt to classify the Stink Team as a criminal gang. They also used Drakeo lyrics, social media posts, and hand signs as evidence against him. Drakeo and his supporters argued that authorities were confusing music, association, and performance with proof of criminal activity.
At a birthday party in Carson, 3 men were hit and one of them has now died. The shooting happened just before midnight in the 100 block of West Victoria Street. The shootout was just in front of the building that housed the party. Deputies say as many as 100 people were attending what they describe as a pay-for-entry adult-themed party. A woman told us it was a nice neighborhood when she moved in 25 years ago, but now gunfire is very common.
Here it's so bad that we go somewhere to where it's safe in our house, to where we think that it's going to come through the window.
The identity of the dead man has not been released yet, and there's no information about the conditions of the 2 other men who were shot.
While incarcerated, Drakeo recorded an entire album over a jail telephone. That project, Thank You for Using GTL, received widespread praise. Drakeo eventually accepted a plea agreement and was released on November 4th, 2020, after spending nearly 3 years behind bars. Once free, he immediately began rebuilding his brand and career.
Yeah, I mean, gifted a curse, right? You going to jail almost added to like the allure of you as an artist.
Yeah, pretty much.
Kind of like when Boozy got out, he was, you know what I'm saying? Like it just added to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think also the circumstances of your case,
that too,
were very. It felt like some bullshit.
Yeah.
So even people who necessarily weren't tapped in with your music, when they found out about what was going on, they were like, "Yo, this is crazy!" Like people were just rooting for you. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of people who wasn't. There's a lot of people who wasn't rooting for me.
Who wasn't rooting for you? I'm not saying to say names, but like who? Like
the older dudes, the people that have been in the game for a minute.
You talking about LA rappers?
Yep.
That's fair. I could see that.
Yeah.
Yo, what do you think? Because it was this judge that was really, she had like a vendetta for you, right?
She was crazy. She did not like me at all. I don't know what it was. Like maybe because I was a rapper. Because she told me that in court. Like, I don't know if you think because you're a rapper, like you don't gotta listen to the rules. I'm like, you could have just said this from the jump. Don't make it seem like you don't like me, bro. Like
it's almost like they were setting an example or some shit.
Pretty much. That's exactly what it was. Yeah. I mean, that's what they was trying. It didn't work though.
So then she got bounced, right, in the election. Is that what happened?
That's the DA. Yeah, Jackie
so she got, or it was the DA.
It was the DA and the judge.
The DA and the judge. Yeah. But once the election happened,
yeah, she got kicked the boot.
It almost happened like simultaneously. It was like the election happened, and then it was like, oh, he's coming home.
Yeah,
shit.
Pretty much. Yeah, all of a sudden, they had a deal. All of a sudden, you can go home right now. I'm like, after all this, like, y'all could have been let me go. All right.
Then it was Drakeo's comeback. During approximately 400 days of freedom, Drakeo released several projects, worked with major artists, and recorded Talk to Me with Drake.
Want me, girl, 'cause I know you want me.
According to Drakeo, he reportedly earned $300,000 to $400,000 per month independently. He owned his masters, he controlled his publisher, he purchased expensive vehicles and jewelry and moved into a mansion in the Hollywood Hills. After years of poverty, incarceration, and court battles, Drakeo had officially reached a level of success he had predicted as a child. But success didn't end detention. According to people interviewed by the journalist Jeff Wise, rumors circulated that there were a bounty on Drakeo's head. Drakeo reportedly knew that people wanted him gone. There were also still problems involving YG's circle. But then the YG scenario came up again in an interview with No Jumper, where he was asked about Drakeo, and that's what he had to say.
I'm not finna be going out there doing no rap diss and shit, cause like, if it's smoke, it's really smoke with us. We ain't playing, you know? So, like, I'm gonna tell the homies the same shit, like, bro, I done told D3 that, like, we ain't doing none of that. weird shit for nothing for the rap. No, we not on none of that. Nigga, we trying to make hits. We gonna move around, nigga, get rich, nigga, and have fun, nigga. All that rap beef and all that shit. We not rap beefing. We really beefing. The homies gonna get you. You know what I'm saying?
Then Drakeo released a diss record aimed at YG. In the song, Drakeo mocked YG, questioned his image, and made references that listeners connected to the June 2015 shooting outside a recording studio where YG was reportedly wounded.
He's a rapper, but I made his hit rock and roll. Cold devil, I'm walking through here with chinchillas on. They gon' drop yellow lick, pull it through a store if you don't stay facts. All you heard was K rounds and a playback.
Now, fam, we all know that lyrics is not an automatic confession, and Drakeo appeared to imply that he or people connected to him knew something about the shooting. But we also know that artists frequently exaggerate, taunt rivals, and claim responsibility for events they may not have personally caused. Unless law enforcement or court evidence connects Drakeo to YG's shooting, that part must remain an allegation and a lyrical claim. But the song did intensify an already dangerous situation. This was no longer just fans comparing two rappers. Drakeo was publicly disrespecting YG and appearing to reference a real shooter. He was also challenging people in neighborhoods connected to YG's side. Approximately 1 month after Drakeo released that diss song, he was killed. That timeline does not by itself prove that the record caused his death, but it is one of the reasons investigators, fans, and Drakeo's family continue examining the conflict between two sides. It was December 18, 2021. Tens of thousands of people gathered at Exposition Park for the Once Upon a Time in LA Festival. The lineup included Al Green, Snoop Dogg, YG, Ice Cube, the Isley Brothers, Cypress Hill, Drakeo the Ruler, and several other major artists. Drakeo was scheduled to perform one of his first major hometown shows since leaving jail. He was reportedly being paid approximately $50,000. For Drakeo, that was supposed to be a celebration. He had survived murder charges, incarceration, and repeated attempts to stop his career. Now he was returning to perform in front of his city as an independent millionaire. But according to Jeff Wise, who was backstage and witnessed the attack, the security arrangements were questionable. One backstage entrance was positioned behind what Wise described as a flimsy chain-link fence guarded by one security worker. Another entrance led into the production room and artist's parking area. Large portions of the parking area were reportedly poor lit. Drakeo had allegedly received only 2 parking passes and 15 all-access wristbands. That meant his entourage was smaller than usual. He arrived in a Rolls Royce with his younger brother, Rafley the Plug, several friends, and one licensed security guard. According to Wise, Drakeo and his entourage were thoroughly searched and prevented from carrying weapons into the backstage area. Drakeo was surrounded by enemies, but he and his licensed security guard had reportedly been disarmed by festival security. The first fight, as Drakeo and his group began moving towards the stage, an unidentified person reportedly shouted an insult directed at Drakeo and the Stink team. Drakeo and his brother walked towards the people challenging them. Approximately 6 men wearing ski masks and red hoodies reportedly moved into the fighting position. A fist fight began. At first, it appeared to be a small confrontation. Drakeo reportedly threw punches. His brother fought beside him, but despite the fight continuing for several minutes, security and police officers were allegedly nowhere to be found. Eventually, the confrontation appeared to end. Drakeo and his group turned and continued walking towards the stage. For a brief moment, the situation appeared to be over, but then another group had arrived. The backstage ambush. According to Wise, what began as a confrontation involving approximately 6 people suddenly became a massive ambush. Dozens of individuals wearing red clothing and ski masks reportedly ran down Drakeo's small group. Some witnesses estimated that the crowd included nearly 100 people. A private investigator will later review the footage for Drakeo's family allegedly counted 113 people surrounding 7 members of Drakeo's group. That group has not been proved in court, but it shows how badly outnumbered Drakeo's side believed they were. The Stink team attempted to retreat behind a fence. Drakeo appeared beneath the crowd. Wise described the attack as strategic and carefully designed rather than a random fight that simply grew out of control. By his estimate, 7 to 10 minutes may have passed from the beginning of the first fight until law enforcement finally arrived. When officers and security entered the area, attackers reportedly removed their red hoodies and scattered. No arrests were made at the scene. Wise saw Drakeo lying on the asphalt with blood covering his face and neck. Medical workers performed CPR in an attempt to revive him. Drakeo was transported to a nearby hospital. During the early morning hours of December 19th, his family was informed that he had passed away. May he rest in peace and level condolences to his family. Drakeo the Ruler was only 28 years old and almost immediately after the killing, allegations would begin spreading online.
Piece of his new song, Go Crazy, and a spot on the Once Upon a Time in LA festival lineup with A-list headliners like Snoop Dogg and 50 Cent, it was looking like a good week for Daryl Caldwell, better known as LA rapper Drakeo the Ruler. But backstage on Saturday night, officials say he was stabbed in his neck while surrounded by a group and died of his injuries.
You began to see him transform a little bit into a father, into a more responsible individual. At least that's how it seemed. And definitely someone who wanted to do the right thing. But obviously his past was not far behind him.
Word of the stabbing quickly spread throughout the packed Live Nation-produced festival, with fans trying to get away any way they could. Members of the LA Fire Department treated the injured artist, but the wounds proved fatal. The concert was cut short just before Snoop Dogg was to take the stage.
I think that these festivals and these concerts are going to have to really come to terms with the need for increased security measures, especially backstage, but also in the crowd and in the area of these artists. And if they don't do that, they're going to continue to have these types of issues.
Many major hip-hop figures, including Drake, who did a song with Drakeo, posted their condolences on social media. The Los Angeles Police Department and the California Highway Patrol are in charge of the investigation. That's the latest from the newsroom. I'm Lisa Evers, Fox 5 News.
One of Drakeo's friends, known as K7, went on Instagram Live and accused YG of helping arrange the attack. K7 claimed YG believed Drakeo was becoming too popular and could take his position in Los Angeles. That was K7's accusation. It has not been proven in court. Drakeo's mother also questioned why YG was allegedly allowed to bring a much larger group backstage than her son. According to accounts circulating at the time, Drakeo had only 15 all-access wristbands, while YG may have been allowed to bring dozens of people. Drakeo's mother told Rolling Stone that a large influx of individuals she was told were connected to YG surrounded her sons. She later announced plans to sue the festival and Live Nation for alleged security failures. Footage from the attack showed at least one person wearing a 400 hoodie connected to YG's clothing brand, but wearing a branded shirt does not establish who the person was, who they arrived with, or whether they were acting under somebody's instructions. Another witness claimed that a 17-car caravan entered the backstage area ahead of Drakeo's Rolls Royce. Members of Drakeo's group believed the vehicles belonged to YG's entourage. Again, that was their belief. It is not a finding established in court. YG denied having anything to do with Drakeo's death and his new music, and for more than 4 years, the allegations did not publicly result in criminal charges against him. And that's still the same for today, except he was detained so authorities can search his property. The facts we can establish are these. Drakeo the Ruler arrived at Once Upon a Time LA Festival expecting to perform. He entered the backstage area with a small entourage. He and the people with him had reportedly been searched and disarmed. A smaller confrontation began. A much larger group then surrounded Drakeo and his team. Drakeo was stabbed. The attackers scattered. No one was arrested at the scene, and Drakeo later died at only 28 years old. He survived poverty. He survived being shot as a teenager. He survived juvenile detention, and he survived multiple gun cases. He also survived the murder prosecution that could have placed him in prison for life. He came a long way, became a millionaire independently, and created a sound that influenced rappers throughout California. But he did not survive the backstage parking lot. No more than 4 years later, the detention of YG has brought the case back into the spotlight. That does not mean YG is guilty. What it does mean is that investigators appear to be looking at something the public just don't know yet. And whether this is new development leads to changes or charges or becomes another dead end, one fact remains difficult to ignore. Somebody knows exactly what happened in that parking lot. Somebody knows who brought that crowd backstage. And somebody knows who had the weapon. Not to mention, somebody knows whether the attack was planned in advance or became deadly during the confrontation. The only question is whether the truth is finally beginning to come out. Rest in peace to Drakeo the Ruler once again, and also the victim he was allegedly responsible for with his crew 6 years prior to his demise. Fam, I gotta ask y'all now that we at the conclusion. Do you believe YG being detained means investigators have obtained meaningful new evidence? Or do you believe authorities are still trying to build a case that should have been solved years ago? Get in the comment section and let me know. But keep it respectful. A detention is not an arrest, and the accusation is not a conviction. And everybody is entitled to due process. Let me know how you guys feel about this one in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And till then, I'll catch you guys on the next one.